Hey, my name is John Heyman, and this is a cruise review you can use. This is about the Norwegian Breakaway, which cruises out of New Orleans this time of year. Specifically, this review is going to be about the Christmas cruise. It was from December the 23rd all the way up until December the 30th. So Christmas Day happened while we were on the cruise. I took my mother on this cruise just as a Christmas present to her. So just to start out, we had a great time. The cruise is great food. The rooms are nice. The ship is new and renovated, and the food is just really good. But let me start out with the ship. So everything is located on the 6th, 7th, and 8th deck as far as eating and entertainment is concerned, and the 15th deck, which is the upper deck where you have the pools, you have the dance parties and things at night. And then even the 16th and 17th deck where you have sports like the rope course, and then you of course have the water slides, which were phenomenal. So a 7-day cruise, it did not seem like a long cruise. In fact, it went by really quickly, and I kind of wish I was still on it. Norwegian's great. With this cruise, we had the drink package, which was included. It had the food package, which included 2 specialty restaurants, and then a $50 credit towards a shore excursion. One thing that really surprised me and impressed me was how above and beyond Norwegian went for the Christmas holiday. I've taken a Christmas cruise before on Carnival, and I don't even remember them putting up a Christmas tree. However, on Norwegian, they really went above and beyond. You could see the Christmas trees all over the place, decorations. You could see that they had their main chandelier, which was on the 6, 7, and 8 deck. It was decorated green and red for Christmas. It was really beautiful. Throughout the ship, there were gingerbread villages that were put together and set out, especially at the eating places. They had that. And then on Christmas Day, amazingly, they had a Santa Claus that the student kids got to go see, sit on his lap, write letters. There were a lot of activities dealing with Christmas specifically for kids. So that was really impressive. The most disappointing part about this cruise was the weather. So leaving out of New Orleans, it was literally 20 degrees. It was the coldest day of the year. Terrible weather. We get on the cruise ship hoping that this cruise takes us to tropical paradise and everything is great. However, it rained on 3 of the 4 port days. So the weather wasn't so great. The good news is there's enough to do on the ship that you really don't have to get off the ship to have fun, especially if you have the drink package. There really is a lot to do. And they do a good job of planning activities, and in their daily newsletter, they'll have literally 100 different things you can do throughout the day, including trivia, game shows, singles meet, all types of different activities for any type of traveler. The other special thing that Norwegian did for Christmas was put on an amazing show, just a Christmas show. And so when you think about it, Norwegian always has great entertainment, supposedly. So I was really looking forward to that. And it was true. Like the shows, Burn the Floor was amazing. And then they had another show called Six, which was great if you're into, Henry VIII and his wives, whatever. It was kind of cool. Anyway, I didn't really enjoy Six. I really loved Burn the Floor. But on Christmas Day, they did an amazing show, a Christmas show, where all of the performers got together and put on a special for all the passengers. And so here's some clips from that. And it's just another example of how Norwegian went above and beyond. They're trying as hard as they can to please everybody. They're really participating in Christmas. They're making it special for the cruiser. So talking about the ports, the first port was probably to me the most disappointing. Costa Maya, there's just not a whole lot of development there. So it is Mexico. You get off the ship. It's a really long walk through this port, which is a long walk through this, maze of an area with lots of salespeople that are trying to bother you with everything that they want to sell you. And by the time you get out of that, you can take your own excursions, which is what we did. And we went to a place called the Heihu Resort, which is supposed to be phenomenal. It was rated 5 stars on TripAdvisor. Horrible experience. It rained the whole time. Even to get there in a reasonable amount of time, the taxi driver had to drive like 120 kilometers an hour. Keep in mind, it's pouring down rain, and so we're skidding all over this dirt road. So that wasn't fun. And then when we got there, they really had no covered seating areas. So they had this little tiny hut with everybody seated, and the food was pretty good. They served food, but you couldn't lay out in the sun. And so after we ate, we were just kind of all looking at each other, there was nothing to do but go back to the ship. So if the weather's bad, never choose the Jeju Resort. Here's a picture of the beach just to show you how much trash and debris was on the beach. Even if it was sunny, I don't think this is a place where you would want to hang out. The next port was really surprising to me, Harvest Caye. That's owned by Norwegian. It's an island owned by the cruise ship company. And so I thought it would be really lame. Actually, I thought, why would I spend money buying drinks from Norwegian off the cruise ship when I have the drink package? I could just drink on the ship for free. Why do it? Well, it's a really beautiful island. They did a really good job with it. And so the first thing you notice is that the pier is covered. It's beautiful. They have carts that take you to and fro to the port. Once you get to the island, there's a beautiful beach, a huge swimming pool, really nice shopping, including a Harley-Davidson store, if you're interested in that. So really amazing port. But again, the weather was bad. It was raining, so it wasn't a place where you could really lay out and enjoy it like you probably could on a normal day. But beautiful job. Norwegian's done a great job with that port, so I would definitely recommend it. The next port was Roatan, Honduras, and this is the one I was most excited about. I've never been to Honduras. Even pulling into port, it looked like a really beautiful area. You could see that there was a lot of authentic culture in the area, so it looked like it would be a fun place to explore. And we even had an excursion planned for this particular port where we would ride ATVs, and then we'd go to a chocolate factory, and then we'd get to meet some monkeys and lemurs, and probably get to pet them. So, it was something that appealed to my mom as well as me. I thought it would be fun. As long as she could ride the ATVs, we would be okay. She is a little bit handicapped, but she would have been able to ride the ATVs. However, the weather was terrible. We had to cancel that excursion because of the weather. And so all we were able to do was kind of walk around the port area. We did see some dancers and some, cultural things from Honduras. I don't know how realistic they were, but here's some clips of that. The final port and the best port was Cozumel. Cozumel is always a great place to visit. Cozumel is an island located right off of Mexico. It's fairly close to Cancun, if you're familiar with Cancun. So it's beautiful, beautiful white sand beaches, beautiful water. And finally, we had a day where it was sunny, and so the weather was good. And this was the last port visit, so that was great. Even right off the boat, there are tons of places to shop, hundreds of places to eat. Cozumel is really well developed. And so we rented a Jeep and just kind of explored the island after we shopped a little bit. And so we drove around for, a good hour and a half just looking at different places in Cozumel. The roads were really good. I do recommend renting a Jeep if you ever are interested in doing that. It's a cheaper way to have an excursion. It was only $55. And even though it didn't have air conditioner or any modern conveniences, cruising around in a Jeep in Cozumel is pretty cool. So I definitely recommend that. Last thing I'll comment on is just the food package. So we were able to eat at two specialty restaurants. The first was a Brazilian meat restaurant where they, it's all you can eat, and they come and bring by like different cuts of meat, and you eat as much as you can. It's very similar to Texas de Brazil. However, I would say it was even better than Texas de Brazil, and they had this amazing chocolate tres leche cake, which I highly recommend. It was the best thing I had on board. The second night we had a teppanyaki grill, which is a hibachi grill, Japanese. That was also great, so I recommend that as well. And then the food in the main dining room was above average, better than Carnival, maybe a little lower than Royal Caribbean, but still great. And here's some clips and some pictures from the food that we ate, and had an amazing time. So should you take a Norwegian cruise? I would say yes, you definitely should. Norwegian is way better than Carnival. It's just as good as Royal Caribbean. The drink package alone, it makes it worth it. But they also throw in specialty dining. And then the ships are new. So if you go out of this ship in New Orleans, it was built in 2013. The Breakaway is an amazingly new, renovated ship. You're going to love it. Everything is nice and clean, and the crew is really great. So yes, take a Norwegian cruise. Yes, go take the one out of New Orleans. Yes, take the one to the Western Caribbean that hits these 4 ports. By the way, most other cruise companies only hit 3. Norwegian gives you 4. So great job, Norwegian. Great job on the Breakaway. Please like and subscribe if you want to. And have a great day.